Calafiori picks up an injury while representing Italy against France. Kai Havertz allegedly has the potential to become world-class in many positions, whereas Arsenal fans are concerned as we gear up to the North London derby. In the meantime, let's see all the latest news, views, gossip, and so on and so forth that has been concerning our football club. If you give me 30 seconds, I'll share my screen and we'll get straight into everything, people. Now, obviously, as I was just saying, Calafiori injury scare as defender withdraws from Italy squad. Now, that isn't something you want to hear about or fills you with any optimism. You know, we don't have the biggest of squads, our club Arsenal, and obviously we've been dealing with a lot of injuries. You throw in Declan Rice's suspension now for the upcoming North London derby, and you're scrambling for bodies, let alone a starting 11. As we know, the 22-year-old suffered a freak butt calf injury in the second half of Italy's 3-1 win away to France in the Nations League on Friday evening. And as we all know by now, if you don't, Arsenal fans, go and look at the highlights. He was quite impressive in the 71 minutes he played before evidently he came off. Italy are due to play Israel on Monday evening. Now, if we skip away from this, he subsequently left the Italian camp. Fabrizio Romano, his fellow countryman, has said Riccardo Calafiori leaves Italy camp as the staff will take no risk after his injury against France. Calafiori will return to London and he'll be assessed by Arsenal's medical staff, people. Apparently, sources insist Calafiori's injury is not serious and it's just a knock, nothing worrying. Arsenal also didn't want Calafiori to take any risks and will be assessed next week. Now, being assessed doesn't necessarily mean positive, but being assessed means you shouldn't get your knickers in a twist just yet. Hopefully, he's fine, people, and it's just bruising or anything, or it's just one of those things, and he's an option for the North London derby. And again, rightly so, he was happy about the game. He tweeted about such people. Julian Nagelsmann believes Kai Havertz has the potential to be world-class in many positions. Now, that's music to my ears going into the North London derby on Sunday. We all know the 25-year-old currently plays up front in the number 9 role for Arsenal, but versatility is something you think of when you think of Kai Havertz. Nagelsmann has said Kai has made a big leap forward in the last 2 years, and he does look very confident. He has the potential to be world-class in many positions. He runs an incredible amount and has become very clever. He sometimes lacks a bit of luck. Finishing luck. You could argue that is true, but you could argue Kai Havertz has never been clinical, although he has scored the Champions League winning goal in a final, people. I'm being devil's advocate, no disrespect to Kai, because he's our guy and he's doing his thing, but naturally, when people talk about how good a player is, think about you lot in the pub when you're talking about Sunday League players and you speak about running first. There's issues there. Now, we all know Kai Havertz is more than that, and he's the first name, if not one of the first names on Arsenal's team sheet, people, excluded David Raya, Martin Odegaard, and Bukayo Saka. They have the talent. They can do... Oh, sorry, people. That's about Havertz and Musiala, so we can skip that out. Declan Rice, who for me, like a lot of you, probably thinks he's not playing his best football, and it's evident, in my opinion, to see he's not fully fit. He started for England against Ireland. You obviously saw him get on the score sheet. He scored against Ireland, West Ham, and Chelsea. How obviously came through Chelsea's academy. After the game, he said, obviously, I came back to Arsenal late. To be honest, I've not been feeling 100% so far. Kind of doing my pre-season in the Premier League. Today, I feel like I took a step forward. I was looking back to myself, feeling springy, feels like I can run around the pitch, feeling more powerful. Hopefully he can get back to that, because I'm not going to lie, in the Aston Villa game, they ran rings around you. Morgan Rogers was embarrassing in Arsenal's midfield. I feel like I took another step, which is obviously going to help me at Arsenal. I felt really good, and I knew I needed a big performance, because so far this season, obviously I got sent off last game, and the first 2 games I was a little bit rusty. Fair enough, man, and hopefully he can do his thing. He's not in contention for the North London derby, as much as it pains me to say, but after that, do your thing, Rice. Arsenal and Spurs allegedly have been approached by the agents / reps of Rabiot, people. Now, naturally, I'm sure some Arsenal fans think we're light in midfield, definitely owing to a number of injuries and suspensions. And surprisingly is the right word to say. Rabiot hasn't got a club now, so you want about him. He's an international recognized footballer, and he's played for Juventus. You can still sign as a free agent, but yeah, not what I thought I would see, people. Allegedly, his agents have approached Arsenal as well as Spurs, Newcastle, Manchester United, Bayern Munich, and AC Milan. Naturally, you know, the agents are doing what they're supposed to do, trying to find their client a club. Apparently, his current wage demands are 220 grand per week. I don't know if anyone will be scrambling to sign him, people. But you lot, let me know, would you go for midfielders? Speaking of midfielders, Jorginho is a target allegedly for Galatasaray, but the Gunners are set to resist any bid before before the Turkish transfer window closes on Friday, as a number of us expect. I'm sure Man United fans would probably want Casemiro to sign for a Turkish club and just leave, full stop. We all know Jorginho is set to stay at the club for at least another year. You'd imagine him and Partey are moved on or won't be Arsenal players this time next season, people. So we'll have to see. Although Jorginho, a bit like Kai Havertz in midfield, and let me know what you would do with Arsenal in the middle of the park for the Spurs game, is probably an option and in contention to start, people. Arsenal have been linked with Tchouameni. I would love Arsenal to sign Tchouameni. In fact, Liverpool have as well. Players don't leave Real Madrid unless you're Cristiano Ronaldo. Real Madrid leaves the players. So unless they've made 24-year-old evidently available, I don't buy into this, much less the window is closed. We'd all love Tchouameni. You've seen my videos when he was at Bordeaux, people. Some of you pick up the long-term supporters. I mean, and he's even been playing centre-half in the last few years with their injury. So it's like he's valued of the squad. He's part of the great squad. It doesn't make sense, people, if I'm honest. Romano said, we saw these rumours in England and we kept receiving many questions on Tchouameni because the summer transfer window just closed. Many people raised rumours about Liverpool, Arsenal, Tchouameni in 2025. I wanted to clarify something for 2024, 25, 26, whenever. The intention of Tchouameni is to stay in Real Madrid. The intention of Real Madrid is to keep Tchouameni as a crucial player for that project. For the present and the future, they're in love with Tchouameni, with the player, with the professional. How he acted in the centre back position was something really appreciated by the technical staff at Real Madrid. So it's absolutely not even considered for Real Madrid to sell Tchouameni. The situation is perfect between the club and the player. I can guarantee at any moment, despite all the rumours, we know how many clubs can appreciate a top player like Tchouameni. But in terms of concrete possibilities for him to leave Real Madrid, at the moment, zero. And you're probably seeing Arsenal linked with a bunch of players as well as the window is closed. We've been linked with Tchouameni, Gomares, Isak, Gordon, going back in for Sesko, etc., which by all means, go and do that. Whether we're able to do that when the window opens in January the earliest, I think you lot can work it out, people, how I feel with such. Apparently, Timber with Weghorst had a training ground clash and the striker stormed off. Big up Timber, people, because I love that fiery nature, especially going into the North London derby. As we know, Calafiori will return to Arsenal following his injury. Brian Mbeumo is still linked with Arsenal amongst other clubs, including Newcastle, Aston Villa and Liverpool. But again, you have to wait till January. Saliba is still being linked with Real Madrid, which I see as a testament, really. I mean, the day will come, in my opinion, when he plays for them. But today is not the day. Arsenal, Manchester United and Chelsea have been linked with Alphonso Davies, who is at this moment in time going to be a free agent next summer. I mean, I'm having Davies. He's a quality player, and I know we love to sign defenders and fullbacks, but surely it makes no sense. I know he can technically play as a winger, but doesn't make sense. Silly rumours with the Tchouameni stuff, if I'm honest. Barcelona are among 5 clubs eyeing up a move for Thomas Partey as his contract is running out, people. Allegedly, Barcelona are onto him, and he's got interest from a series of Saudi clubs in which he's got a decision to make on his future, people. Arsenal increasingly and reportedly confident of signing one of Europe's top 5 forwards next summer, despite missing out on him in recent transfer windows. As you can see, we've been linked with Sesko once again, who's elected to stay at his current employers. Apparently, we're confident we can sign him in 2025, people, in which the dynamics change. I don't know if they've increased his release clause or removed that. A striker is an area you would imagine in the last 2 years, definitely Arsenal fans, but Arsenal technical staff have been owing to improve upon, take nothing away from Kai Havertz. And you'd imagine that speculation would continue, folks. So who knows? We've gone over Fabio Vieira before, but again, Romano has said basically while he's gone on loan, you can't rule out him having a future at Arsenal, although he'd really have to light up the scene in Porto. So that seems to be all the Arsenal news. It's a late video, people, but yeah, let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to smash the like button. Any news, rumors, reports, videos, previews, watch-alongs, all that stuff, make sure you're subscribing and turning on your notification bells. You'll stay safe, stay blessed. Peace.
Always